Today, we're going to be going over all the Mortal Kombat 1 character tower endings. These are the endings that you get when you beat any of the classic towers in Mortal Kombat 1, just like you did in every single Mortal Kombat game that came before this one. I want to give a big disclaimer here. There is going to be spoilers, obviously, for all character endings. So if you guys want to play the character ending yourself when you boot up the game, do not watch this video. And also, it will have spoilers for, I just hit my mic, I will have spoilers for the Mortal Kombat 1 main story mode. So if you don't want to be spoiled, don't watch the video. But if you don't care about spoilers and you want to see this video, then proceed. I want to give a big thank you to WB Games and NetherRealm for allowing me to play Mortal Kombat 1 early so I can watch these endings and react to them for you. And you guys know the drill. If you're enjoying the Mortal Kombat 1 content you're seeing on this channel, make sure you leave a like on this video and subscribe so you don't miss content from me. With that being said, let's get on with the endings. Which is pretty cool, actually. Alright, beat him up. God damn, you're just beating these guys up, like, to a pulp. Okay, thank God this is, like, very YouTuber ad friendly. Okay, maybe that's not it. Okay, maybe I'll cut that out. I think that's safe. I think that's safe. Perfect timing, right? I was like, oh, okay, this is pretty ad safe, and then, no. Alright, let's see what we got.
My loyal partner had warned me. Reclaiming my power as Keeper of Time might have unforeseen consequences.
Smart way of thinking.
In this, as in most things, he proved prescient. The process I had undergone did irreparable harm to my body. Taking back my power had cost me my immortality.
I wonder how that works. You know, you're almighty and you're all powerful and you're not immortal.
I would
it's just a weird way of doing it.
And if the war with Titan Shang Tsung taught me anything, it is that this timeline is not safe without a protector.
True.
Yet I had never given thought to choosing a successor. Who is it that could replace me?
Fujin.
And protect my new
Kitana.
era?
Mocap.
The answer,
please, Mocap. Is Mocap. Oh, it's Garrus. Okay. I saw the subtitles.
Tireless and meticulous, he is perfectly suited to be entrusted with this grave duty.
Okay, so he's
And
basically
no
the watcher of Mortal Kombat, which is good. I really like that.
I have no doubt he will be above them.
He's looking at all the other timelines. I see MKX and MK11 in there. Oh wow, that's actually a pretty good ending. All right, so this is Ashra's ending.
I couldn't believe that Liu Kang welcomed me in Earthrealm, or that he thought me worthy.
Is that Dairu in the background?
Shaolin masters. After a lifetime of wishing for one, I finally had a home.
Aww. Uh-oh.
But my joy was
I became
tempered
evil.
as I thought about Serena.
Oh, never mind.
My shadow sister was still under Quan Chi's yoke.
Save her.
And she deserved a life free of him as
her.
much, if not more, than I.
Very humble way of
Quan
thinking.
Chi and my other sisters proved tenacious, but they were no match for my blade.
Slay
I
'em.
snatched
Slay
Serena
queen.
from them.
Slay.
Then Liu Kang helped me break Quan Chi's spell.
That's Quan Chi's
Her mind
fortress.
free of his influence for the first time in years. Serena chose to join me in Earthrealm.
Oh, that's nice.
My sister and I once again fight side by side.
That's nice.
Only now we
I
do
like
so
it.
for Earthrealm.
I like how Serena
Together
is a good
we
guy
have
now.
Formed the Order of Light.
Awesome. That's a good ending for Ashra. All right, Baraka's ending. What do we got here?
While the regime had changed,
Okay.
little else had. My people still suffered in silence, ignored by the rest of Outworld.
Damn, that's sad.
Though now I knew Empress Melina's secret, that she was also afflicted with Tarkat.
Uh-oh. Expose her, Baraka.
If anyone would help, it would be her.
Oh, is he gonna rizz her up? He's
But
like,
how
oh.
to get an audience?
How do I get Melina to get on a date with me?
Syzoth.
I'm just kidding.
He was the Empress's new emissary to the Zaterrans.
Make
I
connections.
asked him to introduce us. At
my God.
great personal risk, he agreed. And as I'd prayed, the Empress was willing to meet. Even better, she would visit the colony.
Damn, Baraka just risen her up, taking her back
She
to his
was
place.
shocked to see how we
I'm messing
lived.
around. I'm sorry.
She moved quickly to provide for our care and comfort.
Oh, that's
Thanks
sweet.
to the Empress and Sizoth, we Tarkatans are no longer pariahs. Until our disease can be cured, that will do.
That's good. Baraka gets a good ending. His people are now heard. All right, this is Garrus's ending. I wonder if it's gonna connect to Liu
Though the
Kang's.
barriers between timelines had been rebuilt, there was no question that they could again be broken.
Yeah.
Protecting this timeline would require eternal vigilance, so that it could not fall victim to further outside aggression.
Oh my God, Garrus with pupils.
But nothing in my countless lifetimes had prepared me for this task.
True, you've never been in that position before.
Had multiple timelines ever coexisted? Monitoring them for threats was an entirely novel problem. It would require a novel solution.
Desperate times, desperate measures.
I discovered that though the timelines no longer touched, their meeting had left them intertwined. I can now secretly surveil all timelines.
Okay, so it's basically the
keeping
same.
watch for potential danger.
Basically the same as Liu Kang's
It
ending.
pleases me to do this service for the new.
I mean, it's a good
era.
ending, but I just wish there was like a
Lord
follow-up
Liu
to it.
May rest assured
Because
that it is
this is basically
secure.
the same as Liu Kang's ending. So, I mean, it's good, but I just wish it was different. All right, so this is Havoc's ending. Let's see what it's all
Quan Chi's
about.
defeat had cost me everything.
Oh my God, I'm gonna get
For
demonetized.
months I
Maybe
had
for this
furthered
image.
his
It's
plot, and now I had to start over. Saito's people were still in chains. That's when Rain approached me.
oh boy.
On the run from Empress Melina, he was desperate for help. And though I'd had my fill of sorcerers,
Oh my God, Havoc and Rain team up is not what I expected.
I agreed to provide him safe haven. He agreed to help topple Saito's government. And topple it we did.
Now, why would Rain have any
Rain
business
summoned
toppling a
wave
government?
So fast, so powerful, that it crushed the capital.
Oh my God, Las Vegas, the Luxor Hotel?
Rulers were swept away.
Oh boy.
My people are finally
He pulls a
free.
god and
They can chart
and
their
he
own
pulls a
course,
god
needing
from the
only
Bible
to
and
follow
floods
their
the
own
entire
desires.
place. Oh boy.
Lives are now blessed by anarchy.
So he just causes chaos on Sato. Can't really say much there. It isn't the most innovative ending I've seen for Havoc. It's probably something that I wish was a little bit better. But, you know, what can you expect? What in a Havoc ending? He's going to cause chaos. That's what it's going to be.
Since this whole thing kicked off,
After the
I've wondered why Liu
timelines
Kang
came back,
chose me
I found
to be
Sonya.
champion.
Watch.
I mean, sure, I was killing it as a martial arts star, but it's one thing when it's all for show. It's different when you're playing for keeps.
Realizing was at stake. Okay, cool. Oh, shit.
Then Liu Kang let me in on his master plan. He wanted the
Insider
masses
info.
to know about the world beyond them, the one filled with gods and monsters.
Look at all this
And he
concept art.
wanted me to tell him about
Is that
it.
Carl Urban?
But I knew revealing the truth all at once would be too shocking of a plot twist for most. That's why I pitched doing a bunch of stories, to slowly get people used to it.
So is he going to create a Mortal Kombat cinematic universe, start from square one,
And
all
if
the
there's
way up
one
to...
thing I can do, besides kick ass
Oh my God, he does.
combat, it's
I just said
build
it.
a cinematic universe. I'm serving up movies, streaming series,
Yep,
games.
exactly what I
you
said.
name it.
Exactly what I said. Slowly
I
just
like
get people used
that
to
I'm
it in the
doing a
media.
public service. And it doesn't hurt that I'm making more than a few bucks.
Is that Mortal
It's the
Kombat
kind of
Onslaught right there?
synergy that would
What
make
happened to that
any
mobile game, by the
studio
way?
mogul proud.
Alright, it's a pretty cool Johnny Cage ending. It reminds me a lot of the old games where I think in Mortal Kombat 1, and a lot of his endings, or a lot of the story in, a lot of Johnny Cage's story in the original timeline, he ends up making movies about the games he's in. So it's like those endings as well, just with a modern version of that.
I wasn't looking for allies against the Yakuza, but I found one in Special Agent Jackson Briggs.
Oh,
He had
shit.
Gangsters plotting to kill me on a wiretap. You can call it.
Is Jax
Hoping
now
I'd be
a
in
part of the
front.
Yakuza?
We planned to part ways when we got the job done. But then, Shang Tsung showed up to steal Sento. Needless
We
to
know
say,
where that leads.
Jackson had questions.
And then we
Who's
beat up
mind to hear
Shang.
that the stories in Johnny's movies were real. Once the
Oh my god,
shock
Donnie
wore
Yen?
off, Jackson quickly sized up the threats Earthrealm faced. To deal with them, he got his bosses at the FBI to form the Outworld Investigation Agency.
Do they become the Men in Black?
When he
MIB,
signed
OIA?
I hesitated. After all,
So Jax is not a special forces
government
agent, but
agent.
he's still a government
it's an
agent.
important job. And more importantly to me,
Yo, this
honest
pic
with
goes
you.
hard. Feel free to screenshot. That's a fun ending. Okay.
General Shao's revolt left Outworld's armies in tatters. We were vulnerable to enemies both foreign and domestic. That's why
Sure.
my
After
sister
a war,
asked me to
you
take
gotta-
command, to stitch her
reevaluate what
military
you got.
back together and purge Shao's loyalists within it. She trusted only me with the task.
Okay.
The soldiers, however, had little faith.
Come
They thought
on.
me a
Have faith in
spoiled
Katana.
dilettante, unprepared and unfit to serve. That I could fight mattered little. All that mattered was that I wasn't one of them.
Prove
I
yourself
finally
then.
earned their loyalty by orchestrating an epic victory over Shao and his rebels.
So they're still at
Though the
war
general
with
himself
Shao.
escaped, his forces were smashed.
Down.
For as long as I am able, I will lead the Empress's armies in defense of Outworld. Through strength, we will achieve peace.
Okay. All right. So Katana just leads a whole army against General Shao. So apparently they're still fighting after MK1, even if these endings are canon. It's a pretty standard ending, but at least Katana has a rightful place, you know, a place of very high status among the royal family, which is pretty nice to see.
It was inevitable that the Shaolin Masters had me join them. They knew
Like,
just how much
It was
future
gonna
initiates
happen.
could
Come
learn from
on.
me.
Come on now.
Shujinko was one of my early.
Oh, Shujinko. Okay.
His ability to absorb anyone's powers and skills was amazing.
Oh, so he still has those powers.
With the right training, he could become our greatest champion.
Yeah, because he's training with
I
you.
knew that I alone could
And if you can
give it
copy
to him.
your moves, then...
But
that's what you
as his
think. Uh-oh.
proficiency grew,
Uh-oh.
so did his ego.
Uh-oh.
In love with himself and his power, Shujinko became a threat to the realm.
Wow.
He
Somebody
hadn't
needs to
learned
become self-aware.
Humility. Because I
Oh.
wasn't the one who could teach him.
Oh, actually, he's self-aware.
I should have listened to Raiden's warning and not tried to train Shujinko alone.
Okay.
After he was subdued, Shujinko's accumulated abilities and memories were taken from him. He is once again a new initiate, ready to begin his training.
Okay. Okay.
This time,
Okay.
Raiden and I trained Shujinko together.
All right,
He will
Shujinko.
become the champion he is destined to
I'm
be.
sorry. I'm sorry,
And
Raiden
I
and Liu
will
Kang.
fulfill my duties humbly and cooperatively.
At least he learns how to discipline himself. That's good enough by me. At least he becomes self-aware about his ego and all that kind of stuff. All right, that's a good Lao ending.
As her reign began, Empress Melina faced many challenges.
Okay.
To meet them, she turned to the people she trusted. Her sister to lead her army, and me to lead her imperial police.
What about Reptile? He's right there.
Though I missed Empress
Sorry.
Sindel dearly, I was glad my ties with her family had been mended.
Good. Good. She's respected
But
now.
while it was
Uh-oh.
an honor to be made responsible for Outworld's
I
internal
decided
security,
to get the power
I
for
soon
myself.
realized
I'm just kidding.
accepting the appointment was a mistake. I'm not cut out to be a bureaucrat, nor am I patient enough to navigate the Imperial Court's politics. I was at my best patrolling Sundo's streets, when I could feel the city's pulse
All right.
and serve and protect its citizens directly.
I think that's good for Li Mei.
That's why I resigned my post.
She doesn't have to be like
and
this big
resumed my role
general,
as
you know,
Sundo's first constable.
figure or whatever, this leader of
I end
army
each
figure.
day knowing I've made a difference.
That's good. That's good. I actually like that for Li Mei. I think it's a good character choice for Li Mei to just be within her village and serve her people the best way. Like, she feels like she can actually make a difference there. I feel like that's very true to Li Mei's character, so I'm glad they got that down in this ending.
Though worried about
Queen
how the public
Melina.
might react, I met with Baraka to discuss his Tarkatans.
Oh, it's connected to Baraka's ending.
Speaking
That's good.
from his heart,
How many of these endings are
moved me.
connected? Because I'm noticing
I agreed
that.
to visit his colony and see how his people lived. The conditions were atrocious.
Huh, yeah, you would know. I'm just kidding.
Was one of my mother's few mistakes. Like all Outworlders, she treated Tarkatans with scorn.
Damn.
What they deserved from us was compassion.
How nice.
And the only way to get it for them was to reveal my affliction.
Takes one to know one.
To show all my subjects that
Sorry.
even an empress could get Tarkat.
Yes, even me, even
The
you, the
scandal
viewer,
my
you, the
revelation
player,
caused was
can get COVID.
Intense. But with the help of
I'm just
Katana
kidding. I'm just kidding.
and Tanya,
I'm being stupid
I
right now.
emerged from it a stronger empress than ever. My honesty, empathy, and resolve won over my remaining doubters. There is no longer any question that I am fit to lead the Empire.
So Melina is just straight up the queen of Outworld now. She's the empress of Outworld, and everybody accepts her for who she is until General Shao comes into the mix. But that's nice. I really like that with Melina. I like how she's a nice person. We're in for a wild one with Megan Fox here.
Quan Chi's plot collapsed. Along with it, my plan to secure new beings to feed my starving people. Because I'd advocated for partnering with him, I was held responsible. If I didn't seize the Returnus' new feeding grounds, the Coven would banish me.
The voice acting isn't
then
that bad.
I had a revelation. I didn't need to conquer realms to feed my people. I simply needed to capture
fuck
enough
Earthrealmers.
to breed them.
Once they Never mind. That's basically what it is.
A limitless, renewable source of
Pre-watched,
food.
guys. Pre-watched.
And I only need a few thousand to start. A number so small compared to the billions in the realms that no one will notice as people go missing.
Oh boy.
But it will be more than enough to establish our breeding stock and feed a ravenous Veternus.
Hey, look, if you're out here to mess around and stuff, so you can further your Vaternians, hello. I'll go missing. I'll go missing, Natara, if that's what you're looking for. Okay, I'll go missing. But anyways, I feel like people aren't gonna be talking about this ending more so Megan Fox's voice acting. Honestly, it doesn't even sound that bad in this ending. I know she has a few weird moments in the story mode and maybe a few iffy ones in her intros, but this one wasn't like an example of like, oh my god, this is terrible. You know, as a Mortal Kombat fan, you should know what terrible voice acting sounds like if you played Mortal Kombat Deception and listened to the NPCs. But that's a good ending for Natara. Like, it doesn't establish her as like, I am an evil person. She's mainly here for her realm, and she wants to do anything that would further, that she feels like would further progress for her realm of Eternus. So this could be an interesting
Were it
one.
not for my godly counterpart, I would not have survived the battle against Titan Shang Tsung. Meeting
Just
him,
got the
though,
amulet, so yes.
raised questions. Why did I replace him in this new era?
True.
Why was I made mortal? Lord Liu Kang told me of his Raiden's nobility and righteousness, about his steadfast leadership in the defense of Earthrealm. He also told me about Raiden's dark
MKX.
side, how he could be consumed by rage and cast aside the rules he otherwise lived by.
Dark.
Making me
I decided
mortal
to tap
and
into this.
incapable of such anger was to keep me from following in his footsteps. Though I understood the reasons why, I felt I had been done a disservice.
He does turn dark.
To survive the coming battles, I may need the edge that only great rage can bring.
Oh no! Come on!
Shaolin couldn't aid me. I sought out someone who could. Someone to stoke the fire within me and teach me to master.
Never mind. I thought he was gonna be like, and soon.
I could have no better teacher than the Shirai Ryu's Grand Master.
I thought it was gonna be like, and soon no one will touch Earthrealm or something like that. Okay, well so he turns dark, quote unquote, but in a different way, and I guess that's basically in nature with how the whole game story is that different origins, new pathways for these characters, and the way some characters get to certain familiar points, it's done in a different way.
To elude capture by Empress
Oh, so
Melina,
it does
I
follow
joined
up on
Havoc's
Havoc's
crusade in
ending.
Sido. There
I actually kind of like that. I actually kind of like how you have to play the other character to figure out if
Havoc's long
the
anarchy had been achieved.
I want to stop talking, but
satisfied.
I'm liking the approach to the endings.
But I was left empty and broken.
You should. It was like you kind of did it for no reason.
Satisfied as Outworld's High Mage, not let myself be tempted by Shang Tsung. A great city would not now lay in ruins. I've caused
it's Las Vegas. You talk about how
ended thousands of lives, all because of my blind ambition. I've betrayed my oath, my sovereign, and my realm. These high crimes merit punishment.
Damn.
And I'll accept whatever the Empress gives me.
Will you accept it though? Someone's
My
gonna come
only
into
ambition now
someone's gonna come visit you in
is to
prison.
one day be
He's like,
forgiven.
I can offer you more. And he's gonna be like, what do you mean by more?
With General Shao freed
Okay.
from prison, we began raising a new army against the royal family. Though many were eager recruits, few were good at soldiering. It was so bad, the general was forced to change tactics.
Damn.
He decided that we needed a doomsday weapon.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Launch the doomsday.
That weapon isn't a thing, though. It is a monster. Onaga, the Dragon King.
Now he finally comes up. How
The
many
general
endings is
told
he gonna
me
show
the
up
old
in these Mortal
legends were
Kombat
true.
games?
That his ancient ancestor defeated Onaga, trapping him deep inside Mount Sagan. The Dragon King.
Okay.
is
New
still
origin
there
for
today.
Onaga.
His pent-up fury waiting to
So
be
Onaga does exist in this timeline. He's
because
just trapped.
Onaga is so dangerous,
He
the
looks good,
general
too.
wouldn't risk trying to tame him before. But now, he feels we have no choice.
Oh boy.
Though I likely won't survive, I accept this mission gladly.
Man.
I can think of no greater honor than to give my life in the general's service.
They don't follow up on it. They don't say what they do with Onaga. Okay, alright. Don't know if that's going to be a canon one, but it's nice to see Onaga again. It just sucks that they keep teasing him. They keep putting him in these endings. And then they never actually do anything with it. So I'm just like, this is... I don't know if Onaga was in an MKX ending. I don't remember. He might have been. But this is the second time. I knew it was for MK11. And this is the second time it's happened. And there could have been more. And I'm just like, dude, please pull the trigger on this guy already. Please, just do it. Ugh.
After fleeing Outworld, I hadn't expected to return. But then I also hadn't expected the new Empress to make me an offer I couldn't refuse. To thank me for helping stop General Shao's rebellion, she asked me to be her emissary to the Zaterrans.
Nice.
Going home,
Oh my god, big dinosaurs.
bearing the seal of the royal house, I would show, once and for all, that my mutation wasn't to be feared. That it wasn't a source of shame. To my surprise, I was welcomed. But those warm smiles hid a dark secret.
Chameleon is trying to overthrow me. Oh.
Upon a trove of official records, which showed that my shape-shifting ability isn't unique. Many Zaterrans are born with it, but are killed by
So
their
they are
government to
born
keep
with it.
from
Okay.
spreading. Who started this barbaric policy? Who is now enforcing it is unknown.
It has to be
I will
Chameleon.
find out, and I will put an end
to this madness.
It's Chameleon or somebody. I have no idea who it could be.
No sooner had Titan Shang
So this one's going to be an important one because there's a lot of questions
hunted
on
us down.
Scorpion in this game.
Outnumbered, we fled to Japan.
Oh boy.
There, we sought refuge from an old family
This was
friend.
teased in the story mode.
As children, we played together.
Uh-huh.
But Harumi Shirai was a woman now.
Oh boy.
The head of her clan.
Oh no, are they cucking Hanzo?
Beauty and intellect.
Oh my
awed me.
god, they're literally doing Sneeko
Also
Hanzo.
incensed by Bihan's betrayal.
Oh my god.
Harumi agreed to help me forge a new clan.
Kuai
one that would
Liang
stand
actually
against
did
him
get with
and
Harumi.
defend Earthrealm. Her aid proved invaluable.
Oh my god.
And as time went on, we grew closer. To honor Harumi and pay respects to my new bride, I named the clan after her.
They formed the
calling
Shirai
it
Ryu.
The Shirai Ryu.
Oh my god, they actually
Now the
cucked
battle
Hanzo.
against my brother begins in
Oh
earnest.
my god. Oh
the
my
Shirai
god.
Ryu won't rest until Bihan
No
is
way.
defeated and the Lin Kuei's honor restored.
So they really are solidifying Kuai Liang as Scorpion in this timeline. Oh my god. Oh, I can't believe they did this to Hanzo. So where is Hanzo? I don't think it answers the question. I have Scorpion's ending right here, and I still don't know where Hanzo is. Let's try to go through some other endings to see where he is.
After escaping Lei Chin prison, I was hounded by the Imperial police.
Shing's voice actor is
I needed a place to
phenomenal.
hide and to recuperate.
Does such a good
while I
job at
plotted
Kerry
the
Tagawa
best way
impression.
forward. I knew the remote canton of my youth would be perfect. To escape capture, I traveled by sea.
Alright. I actually kind of like how it's a
Little did
follow-up.
I know that a gargantuan storm was brewing.
Uh-oh.
My tiny craft was
Rain.
smashed apart.
And then I was saved by rain.
I closed my eyes, waiting to drown.
Oh no.
Hoping that the Netherrealm wouldn't claim my soul.
Well.
But when I reopened them, I found myself not in hell, but on a deserted island. From its ruins, I could tell that great sorcerers had once lived there.
Oh, does he find...
In the caves beneath
He does find the Well of
ruins,
Souls, yep.
I found what I can only describe as a well of souls.
Okay.
Once I learn how to wield its power, I will become invincible.
So he becomes full sorcerer now instead of having to use science and magic mixed in. So he just becomes full sorcerer. He just becomes full-on Shang Tsung. Does he become Shao Kahn in this ending?
But the war isn't over.
Okay.
I won't stop fighting until I take Outworld's throne.
Oh boy,
That
he's on his way.
Lei Chin prison would hold me is laughable.
Oh, so this is... Oh,
Once
Reiko's
free,
and
I
Katana's
began
ending are
planning
connected,
my
so it's
next
3 endings
campaign.
connected. That's actually really
I
nice.
would need an unstoppable army to overthrow Melina. Unfortunately, most of my former soldiers lacked the courage to rally to my standard. Rebuilding my army would require finding new recruits. And that task is proving easier than expected. Outworld's golden age has left more than a few behind. Without hope, without power, they eagerly heed my call.
So he's gonna form an insurgency. He's gonna form an insurgency to try to become Shao Kahn. Okay, so he's back to his old ways. And although we don't know if this ending is canon or not, usually endings aren't. This one kind of seems like it could be. So Sindel is dead at the end of MK1's story.
I took a long
they do follow up
last
on it.
look at my family.
Oh.
I did not expect to see them again until their souls joined mine in the living forest.
Sweet.
But miraculously, my beloved husband delivered me from oblivion. Though he couldn't save my body, Jared had preserved my soul. Like him and countless others, I am now a part of Ermac.
That's neat, okay.
Yet
I'll take
ours
that.
is not a peaceful repose. The collected souls within Ermac have their own needs and agendas. Before we can
Makes
speak
sense.
as one,
we must first reach consensus. I had thought, as the former rulers of Outworld, I and Jared would hold sway. But here we are, two souls among many thousands, fighting for the right to be heard.
Makes sense.
And if there is one thing we do well together, it is fight. We will win the right to govern Ermac as we once had governed Outworld. And we will rule for the benefit of all.
All right, nice. So now it looks like we're going to have to wait for Ermac's ending to see if that gets followed up on, but that's a really good ending. I like how everything about evil Sindel from MK11, everything about Power Hungry, I am Dami Mommy Sindel is completely gone from this game. And her ending, it just, you know, solidifies that. Her story mode solidified it, but like this ending definitely does solidify this. And yeah, really good Sindel ending.
Kuai Liang and I were working hard to build our new clan.
Ooh, sure are
Even
you.
with the help of his close friend Harumi, it was difficult.
Starting
The
from
biggest
scratch
problem
usually does that.
was finding the right initiates. Then, one night, while walking outside Harumi's compound, I was attacked.
Oh boy.
I thought at first it was a Lin Kuei assassin, but his strikes were too uncertain, too angry.
Who is it?
My attacker, it turns out, was a boy. Homeless and hungry.
Oh, so it's gonna
His
be
assault was
like...
born of desperation. He needed money so that he could eat.
Poor boy. It's like a parallel between him and his
like
younger self.
Looking at myself.
Yep.
15 years
there it is.
ago. I would have ended up just like him if the Lin Kuei hadn't taken me in. So I took the boy to Kuai Liang, who also appreciated his fire. We made him our first initiate. The boy's name?
Oh my.
Hanzo Hasashi.
Oh my god, so there is Hanzo. So Hanzo is now a little boy in this time around. He's an orphan boy, and he is the first Shirai Ryu member, besides you know, Scorpion, besides Kuai Liang and Smoke. So he's the first member of the clan, basically. Okay. Oh my god, so Harumi, so Hanzo is never gonna be with his wife. Hanzo's never gonna be with his wife. He's just never going to be with his wife. Now, obviously, this little boy doesn't know it, but goddamn, poor Hanzo, man. I mean, at least we actually finally have an answer now as to where Hanzo Hasashi is in this timeline. And honestly, I know that Mortal Kombat endings usually aren't canon, but this one definitely seems like it's an explanation on where things are, what happened in XYZ scenario. So, wow, there is the new approach for Hanzo Hasashi in this new era of Mortal Kombat. This one should be an important one,
the
too.
Lin Kuei free of Liu Kang's enslavement. We were now masters of our destiny and could take our place among Earthrealm's great nations. But taking and holding territory would require a vast army. I needed more fighters to make our presence felt.
I think I know where this is going.
Then I recalled Shang Tsung's dragon warriors. An army of them would be unstoppable.
Didn't end up getting them in the story mode.
Trafficking in such strong magic would surely draw Liu Kang's attention.
Smart.
Sector advised that we avoid detection by building our army using science.
Oh, he's the
sorcery.
The Cyber Initiative, right? Yep.
We've invested much into this endeavor, and we are beginning to see results. Once again proving the depths of Sector's genius.
Oh boy. The Cyber Initiative.
All of Earthrealm will honor our desires and heed our demands.
So he's gonna start the Cyber Lin Kuei Initiative. Okay.
The Lin Kuei's wrath.
At least they exist in this timeline now. So the Cyber Initiative does exist in this timeline, and Bihan, Sector, and then maybe probably Cyrex is gonna have the same origin where Sector is going to be a first volunteer for the program. Okay. I'm glad the Cyber Initiative exists. So let's see what we got with Tanya's ending.
Until recently,
which I think is the last
I
one that we have on
met
this video.
But I had heard the stories. How the Umgadi's matron superior blamed her for not preventing Emperor Jared's murder.
True.
How she quit in disgrace rather than accept punishment. But those stories didn't fit the woman I now knew. Li Mei would never have been so negligent. Eventually,
oh boy,
I uncovered the truth.
It was
the
me.
Failures and mistakes which led to the Emperor's murder, they resulted from poor decisions made by the Matron Superior themselves.
So it wasn't even Li Mei to begin with.
They made Li Mei their scapegoat.
So are you so easily taken in by lies?
She wanted the Umgadi disbanded.
Irony.
But
the irony.
I convinced her that it could be reformed. To
All
make
right.
sure it did, she put me in charge. I am humbled by this sacred responsibility.
She reforms the Umgadi.
My sisters, they
Dora
are my
Milaje.
life. I will not let them be brought down by the acts of a selfish few.
All right, nice. That's a cool Tanya ending. It's a very different character approach for Tanya, because Tanya's whole entire character before MK1 was that she's treacherous and she lies and she's very she revels in a lot of deception. But this time around, she's not. She's just like an Umgadi general. She's very noble and she's very honorable and such, and she seems to really actually care for Melina this time around. It's gonna take some getting used to with this new character approach, because that's just not how Tanya has always been. Tanya has always been treacherous. And so it's going to take some getting used to with that new character approach. I think for this version of the character, I think that's a good ending. I'm going to have to get used to the new approach for the character. But yeah, everybody, those are all the character endings in Mortal Kombat 1. I've got to say, I actually really did enjoy a lot of these endings. A lot of these endings actually had story to them. Like, I was actually interested to see what their ending is all about, because it actually feels like it answers questions that were not in the main story mode, or what happens after the story mode, like a little epilogue of the story mode and such, and things like that. Because MK11's endings I really didn't like, because they just were very binary. It was either, oh, I get the hourglass and I make sure that I make everything super peaceful, or I get the hourglass and I rule everything. Those are basically the endings of every single character in Mortal Kombat 11. It was just either one or the other. And now this time, they actually put in a lot of effort to build on the story, to build on these characters' stories. And a lot of the characters' endings were intertwined with each other. So if one character showed up in one ending, then their own personal ending will be expanding on the previous ending you saw them in. And that's really interesting to me. That actually brings me back to the old Deception days, the old Deadly Alliance days, and Armageddon. Well, not really Armageddon, but Deception and Deadly Alliance definitely had this, where a lot of the endings actually followed up on each other, and you actually had to piece together what stories go with which, and which ones follow up, and which ones end a certain character's ending, or whatever the hell. And that's really cool how MK1 does that. Again, I very much miss that with Mortal Kombat games. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what character ending was your favorite. What did you expect? What did you not expect? What were you surprised to see? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss Mortal Kombat videos from me. And with that being said, I'll see you guys next time.